Is everything we hear about history true? Did what we have been taught really happen, or are some of them just made-up stories? Think about it. We thought the people of the Middle Ages believed the world was flat. They said Napoleon was too short. We imagined Vikings with horned helmets. But what if it was all a big lie? In this video, we'll debunk 7 of history's most repeated big lies that are not true at all. Some of them are the product of deliberate propaganda, while others have changed as word of mouth spread. If you're ready, let's start rewriting the history books. People of the Middle Ages believed that the earth was flat. Story: the year is 1492. Christopher Columbus is about to set sail from Spain. Queen Isabella and the nobles in her court look at him with concern. Suddenly, one of them shouts, "Columbus, don't go! Your ship will fall off the edge of the flat earth." Columbus smiles and replies, "Do you really think a rational person would believe such a thing?" Reality. This is a myth from the 19th century. Since ancient Greece, philosophers, most esteemed creatures, especially Aristotle and Ptolemy, knew that the earth was round. Even medieval Europeans accepted that the earth was spherical, thanks to shadow calculations and ship voyages. Evidence: 6th century Alexandrian philosopher John Philoponus wrote that the earth was round. When a ship sails away, first its hull, then its sails disappear from sight. This is only possible on a round world. Scientists in Paris and Oxford were already teaching that the world was spherical. 2. Napoleon was too short. Story: in 1804, a grand ceremony takes place in Paris. Napoleon will proclaim himself Emperor of France, but someone in the crowd whispers, what about this man who rules all of France? He is almost as tall as a child. The truth: Napoleon was 1.69 meters tall, taller than the average French man of his time. British propaganda created the myth of the Napoleon complex to humiliate him. Evidence: Napoleon's doctor wrote posthumously that he was 5 feet 7 inches tall. This is equivalent to 1.69 meters according to the French measurement system. Since most of Napoleon's guards were around 6 feet tall, he appeared shorter in photographs. 3. Viking helmets had horns. Story: it was the 800s. A Viking warrior runs his ship aground off the coast of England. The villagers are fleeing. The warrior roars through his horned helmet, "By the gods, we have come to conquer you." The truth: a horned helmet has never been found in a Viking grave. This misinformation was spread by operas and artists in the 19th century. Evidence: archaeological excavations have shown that Vikings wore flat metal helmets. Horned helmets were used in Wagner's opera Der Ring des Sieges und Nibelungen in the 1800s to make the Vikings look more theatrical. 4. Hitler was a failed painter. Story: in 1907, the young Adolf Hitler applies to the Academy of Fine Arts in Vienna. The jurors look at his paintings and laugh. "Is this art? Come on, you'll never be an artist." Hitler walks out with his neck bowed, his eyes shining with ambition. "Then I will change the world." The truth: Hitler was indeed not accepted into the Academy, but he was not completely without talent. His problem was that, although he was good at technical drawing, buildings, and landscapes, he failed at drawing human figures. Evidence: the reason given by the Vienna Academy for rejection was that Hitler did not give enough space to the human form in his drawings. His surviving paintings show that he was at the level of an average art student. 5. Marie Antoinette. If they can't find bread, let them eat cake. Story: Paris, 1789. The people are hungry and angry. A court official approaches Marie Antoinette. "My queen, the people cannot find bread." Marie Antoinette asked in surprise, "Bread? Then let them eat cake." The truth: Marie Antoinette never said such a thing. The phrase actually appeared in a book written by the French philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau. The queen was slandered. Evidence: Marie Antoinette was only 9 years old when Rousseau wrote this statement. The phrase had been attributed to French nobility since the beginning of the 18th century. 6. Knights always wore armor. Story: a castle in the Middle Ages. A knight in iron armor enters a market and asks for bread. The butcher looks at him and laughs. "How do you eat with your iron clothes?" Reality: Knights did not always wear armor. Armor was used for war and they wore comfortable clothes in everyday life. Evidence: armor was very heavy, 25 to 30 kilograms, and impossible to wear in everyday life. Linen and wool were preferred as everyday clothes. 7. Gladiators fought to the death. The story: Roman Colosseum, 80 AD. Thousands are cheering, 2 gladiators fight, and one falls to the ground. Caesar raises his hand and shouts, "Fight to the death!" It's true. Gladiators often did not fight to the death. They were like sportsmen, and it was more profitable for Rome if they survived. Evidence: archaeological evidence shows that most gladiators did not suffer fatal wounds. There were gladiator training schools in Rome, and trained fighters were not easily wasted. As you can see, the line between fact and myth is often blurred in history. Some lies have been spread deliberately, others have been distorted over the years. But remember, history is not just a story written by the victors. Sometimes misinformation outlives the truth. What about you? Are there any other historical legends you have heard before that you think are false? Write them in the comments and let's discuss. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, subscribe, and turn on notifications for new videos. See you in the next video.